I'm Reverend Ron, Enlightened Spiritual Master and student of A Course in Miracles. This video on God's will is under the direction of the Holy Spirit. For those who disagree with what we say, I accept full responsibility. For those who agree, I take none of the credit. All credit to the Holy Spirit. With that, let's get started. Now, I started doing Facebook just recently, and Facebook is a vehicle for for our teachings, and we're getting our word out there. And some of the things I've seen on Facebook, I've had to look at differently and look at through the Holy Spirit's eyes. Now, some of the things that I put on my timeline are of what we consider handicapped people wanting to get a share, so I put it up there on my timeline as a share. And when I first did that, I thought, well, I'm helping them out because these people have legs missing, they're in wheelchairs, things like that. And then I started thinking about that, and I started thinking, we could see this differently. I could see this differently with the help of the Holy Spirit. And what I've seen is that they have an ego and a physical body, and I have an ego and a physical body, just like everybody else. My ego is going to go away, and my physical body is going to go away, and the same with theirs. So instead, I've learned to see these people as children of God, eternal spiritual beings. So I've learned to see that differently. I've also posted pictures of animals on my timeline. There's one picture I posted of a dog who had dug a hole in his master's grave, and he burrowed into this hole to be close to his master. And there's another one of a fawn and a German shepherd sharing space together on a bed. And there's another one of a officer with his canine companion who had been killed in the line of duty. He was holding him, and I put that there as a share. Now, what we learned from that through the help of the Holy Spirit is these animals are spiritual entities too, and they share a spiritual presence with their people, so to speak, and this is eternal and it's unbroken too. And we share the same bond with our animal companions on this planet too, and by the way, we should be responsible stewards for them also, which we're not quite living up to that ideal right now. Then there was another thing I've noticed. Now, I've seen a lot of young ladies on my Facebook news feed in various stages of undress with a lot of flesh showing, and I hit on their Facebook pages and looked at their Facebook pages. And when I first saw this, my ego judged this as little more than a front for the world's oldest profession. But with the help of the Holy Spirit, I've learned to see this differently. Now, I've learned to see this as they're just like the vast majority of the people out there who think there's pleasure to be had by participating in the things of this world. And a lot of people out there think there's pleasure to be had in looking at soft pornography and looking at things like this, and seeking companionship through these various and assorted sites and doing things like that. And really, when you get right down to it, there's not. So with the help of the Holy Spirit, I've had a different thought about this. I've learned to think, well, I'm putting my message out there, our message out there, that there's only happiness to be found in doing God's will. And my message, me and the Holy Spirit, goes out to them the same as it does everybody else. It's for everybody's benefit, including theirs. So I've seen this differently. And the other thought I had was that if we were to extend this into doing God's will, the world would be an entirely different place. No, we wouldn't have the grinding poverty we witness every day. We wouldn't have tent cities on the concrete of our streets. We wouldn't have drug addicts using drugs and throwing their needles in the street. We wouldn't have people starving and going to bed hungry every night. We wouldn't have schools with inadequate supplies. We would have education for everyone. Our prisons would close immediately, because if people were doing God's will, there wouldn't be any need for prisons. We wouldn't have a prison population. So these are just some of the thoughts that I've learned to have from doing my Facebook page and having different ideas and stuff like that, and different thoughts occur to me with the help of the Holy Spirit. In closing, thank you much for watching this, and with everybody's help, we can all do God's will and help to make this a better world.